In Unit 5, Activity 2, we're going to be looking at pressure and what pressure is, and then there's one formula that you must be able to use. The tough part in U5A2 is calculating area, which is just length times width, but you're going to have to convert between units. So you're going to have to pay particularly more attention to content part 2. So pressure is a force per a certain area. Picture your thumb pressing down onto a tabletop. There's two important things there: the force that you push down on and the area of your thumb. If your thumb is spread out and it takes up more area, there is less pressure. The smaller the area, the greater the pressure. Pressure is measured in pascals, so those are the units. Remember, in some questions, they may ask you to calculate the force, which is mass times acceleration in newtons, and the area is length times width. So some examples of area are centimeters cubed or meters cubed. And once again, in Content 2, they teach you how to go back and forth between these two measurements. So make sure that you write the little flow chart down they have so that you're able to do that. Just so you have an idea of what 1 Newton's worth of force is, it's the amount of force needed to support like an apple in your hand. That would be 1 Newton of force, just so you have an idea of what that feels like. Now, they may ask you to go towards pascals or kilopascals, that's small k, capital P, small a. To go from kilopascals to pascals, you times by 1,000. To go from pascals back to kilopascals, you divide by 1,000. So the trickiest part here is just determining area. Make sure that you can go back and forth between centimeters cubed and meters cubed. We can also rearrange that original formula that's up here. So we can rearrange that to get force equals pressure times area, or area equals force divided by pressure. Now, a couple of things to keep straight. The difference between gauge pressure and absolute pressure. Gauge pressure is the pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Don't forget, the atmosphere around us is always exerting a pressure. I think the gauge pressure is the one that's used more. So it's the pressure minus the atmospheric pressure. So what we do is we take our equipment that we're using and we set it so that we negate the atmospheric pressure. So we would set it at 0. Absolute pressure is both together. Gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. I don't believe that absolute pressure is used as much as gauge pressure. Now, when you do the activity, when you go into U5A2, you're going to see a very simple simulator that you use. And some people get confused because they don't know what to do. Just put your mouse over top of the plane and drag the plane up and down. And then what you're going to get to the right in the table is you're going to get 2 readings. You're going to get altitude and pressure. And all you do is you move that plane several times up and down and then do several recordings in a table to be able to carry out that assignment.